first year, he says I better get used to the galleys.
Hello and welcome to At the Elephants. I'm your host Rob Morris, and I'm very excited to have you with us as always. Today is definitely a music-themed episode in more ways than one. I'm going to play you several songs that I hope you'll really enjoy, and we're going to talk a little bit about the musician's role in the public performance space. Let's get right into something that I'm super excited about. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo on TLC has just been canceled when it was revealed that Mama June, which I have to say I had to look up what her name was. I didn't know off the top of my head. And she's apparently back with some child molester ex of hers. And at that point, that is when TLC drew the line in the sand and said, you know what? Now this has gotten out of hand. Now this has gone too far. We're worried about the kids' safety. The kids' safety is now in jeopardy, and we as responsible television producers cannot continue to endorse this kind of activity. They have an entire season in the can ready to air that will be lost in the vaults of TLC because now, after all this time, the kids are in danger. Now, I've not seen an episode of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo because I can't bring myself to contribute to the ratings of a program like that, but I am relatively familiar with the show, and I have to say, it's a blessing that this kind of thing is going off the air. We need more shows like this out of our viewing area and pretending like watching these people is entertainment. There's a reason that we keep people like that in rural Georgia, okay? Leave them there, let them do whatever it is they're going to do while we get on with our lives. Lesson learned. Well, here's hoping. Another piece of news that's going to segue into our whole episode. I hope you heard about this. If you haven't, here's your opportunity. A musician in the subway in New York City, Andrew Kalleen, he's 30 years old. If you haven't seen the YouTube video, it's got over 1 million hits, and I've seen people from all over New York who I know don't even know each other have picked up this guy's cause. And he was completely unlawfully, arrested for playing his guitar. And the crazy thing is, before the police officer arrests him, well, he's ejecting him first, but Andrew refused to leave, which you'll hear in a second. But before he ejects him, he tries to get him to leave. Andrew says, check the law. They look it up on a device. He reads the law out loud, the policy from the MTA saying that it's okay for him to be there, and then corrects himself, changes the word from permitted to prohibited, and proceeds to try to eject him again. Then he calls for backup, and they arrest him on the grounds that he had previous outstanding tickets for doing the same thing. So now they had him because they had unreasonably and unlawfully arrested him before. Now they're arresting him again for having those other charges. It's crazy. You've got to watch the video if you haven't. Here is him reading the law, correcting himself, changing the law, and then ejecting this fellow out.
The following non-transit uses are permitted by the authority.
Yes.
Provided they do not impede transit activities.
Yes.
And they are conducted in accordance with these rules: public speaking, campaigning, leaflet, and distribution of non-commercial materials, activity intended to encourage and facilitate voter registration, artistic performances, including the acceptance of donations, solicitation of religious charities that are licensed and 12 months commissioner are permitted.
Great. So I'm going to
Are
continue.
prohibited. No, you're not. You're prohibited.
You just read them all because I want to continue.
Prohibited.
Sorry.
Get your stuff and leave. You're leaving.
I'm not.
No, you are leaving.
I'm not.
By force or you're gonna go out on your own.
Okay, you can arrest me, sir, but I'm not
Get your
leaving.
stuff, you're being ejected.
You can put cuffs on me if you
No,
like.
no, being ejected doesn't mean you're arrested, it means you're getting thrown out of the station.
It says a scary thing about the world that we're living in right now, I think, and not to be a fearmonger or anything like that, but it's wild. What is going on in this person's head? How are you making the world any better? How is anything being improved by this situation that you've created? It's just a guy playing a guitar in a subway, man. If you live in the New York City area, please be aware of this and find a way to contribute to this situation. I mean, the people who listen to this show, the very few that I do appreciate, many of them are musicians. And you know what? Just as a form of protest, today I'm going to play you an absolutely incredible binaural recording of Ryan Daniel Pater and Daniel Emond, Daniel being a regular contributor to our show. This was recorded live in the New York City subway. Now I say binaural, which is a very, first of all, let's take a second to talk about how unfortunate the word aural is, A-U-R-A-L, referring to the sense of sound, of course. It is so unpleasantly close to the word oral, first of all, which is also another sense-related word, so they're constantly confused. And the articulation between oral and aural is so slight that it is just an unfortunate. We need to get this together. This is like the word dyslexia being so complicated. Get it together, word makers. The people who make words. Can somebody figure it out? I'm pointing it out. Somebody figure it out. Now, this recording that we're going to listen to is put together by a guy named Stephen Kerpis, and he's a guitarist from New Jersey. He lives in Brooklyn now, and he went to school for music performance as a guitarist. Now he's an audio engineer. He's worked with the Blue Man Group and some other people like that. And the whole idea behind this binaural recording is that there are two stereo microphones placed inside of a dummy head, a styrofoam head. You put these two stereo microphones where the ears would be, and the way that it records this music is in three-dimensional space in the same way that you would as a human being perceive the sound. So when you listen to it, you can hear that their instruments are coming from slightly physically below their voices, and even further down are their feet stomping on the ground. Now, I'm going to make two quick suggestions before you listen. First, use headphones. It sounds way, way, way better on headphones, and the better headphone quality, the better it's going to sound in detail. Second, if you did go to NCSA in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, please, as you listen to this song, close your eyes and imagine yourself on a porch with a beer in your hand in the summertime.
Well, I didn't mean to catch your head on fire. I just meant to burn your hair. And I didn't mean to lose you to desire. A simple feeling truly rare. And I'm in love with your every day. Every meal could be a song. And I'm in love with the things you say to try. Now I know to let you start. And I'm in love with your big bad dreams, the ones you hide away so well. And I'm in love with all that you see, and so much more I'll never tell. Well, write your name, sugar. Tell me where to sign. I've been yours since the day I made you mine. Where do we go, lover? Where do we go from here? I can't say, but for now, we have nothing left to fear. Da, 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 da.
The head that they sing into is named Ramses, and you can see pictures of Ramses and Ryan and Daniel on the At the Elephants Facebook page, and links to this experiment are available there as well. Ryan Pater and I had a great conversation back in May. Here's a little piece of it.
When did you start playing the guitar?
I think it's 6th grade. My dad would drive me to guitar lessons. At a
Why guitar?
townhouse.
Why not piano? Why not singing? Why not ballet?
I don't know. I wish I'd done ballet.
Really?
Kinda, yeah. Shit. Well, actually, that's a lie. Because for the first time, after seeing quite a few ballets, or at least balletic pieces, I enjoyed ballet. I saw a ballet last night.
That's awesome.
And I actually enjoyed the second half.
But you've put your time into the guitar.
I have. Yeah.
A lot too, man. You're so good. That's the thing about like people who play the guitar really well, is you know that those people have serious like dedication. And I love to play around on it, but it's like the reason that I'm not great at guitar, because I started playing when I was like a sophomore in high school, is that I've never had the drive or dedication to put the hours into doing it, and you totally do with that instrument. You've I think it's shocking to me actually to hear that you've only been playing since 6th grade, because to hear you play is to be like, it sounds like you've been playing since you were like 4 years old.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I don't mean to just your dick that way. I just mean
Feels good.
Yeah, well, it always does, but I just mean, I know people who've been playing as long as you and don't play, and play simpler. You know what I mean? And you really get into the complex nature of like what you can do with that instrument. I feel like you have a lot of motivation to experiment, maybe, or at least it sounds like it with the way you play. You played Hoodoo Love, right? Mm-hmm. And you played the whole thing, basically scored the whole thing, and you just made it all up. That's right.
Yeah. I think
Pre-show.
Pre-show. Yeah. Backstage.
I was just couldn't understand how you were still playing after by the end of that show, because it was so long, and you did a pre-show while we were all just sitting there.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I played the pre-show. That's what you mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was one of my favorite parts, because it was just I didn't get to play a lot on stage, and I mean, I was scared shitless because I don't know, there are a lot of good guitarists at school, and it was intimidating.
Yeah, you're one of them though.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, I think Greg and Janine had come up with melodies, and then with the piano and stuff, and Alan was like, I can learn guitar, and then it didn't work out.
Right.
Which is understandable because it was a lot. But yeah, and then so I came in and took those and just messed around.
Did you and Alan live together at that time?
No.
No.
I think that's when we kind of got tight.
Yeah.
Or tighter,
You
just
guys were always close.
We were always really tight, but that was
You and Alan and
solidified
Zach used to hang out.
Yeah, we were
That was kind of a group. Tall, dark, and handsome.
the Cheetah Girls.
I like the first name better, but
Me
you do
too.
what you gotta do.
Me too, yeah. But I think we got closer then, just because it was we were working very creatively together in a way that we hadn't been throughout our time at school. It was
Right.
like, hey
You
man,
guys
what
had
can I
done
do
a
to
lot of
make
stuff
this
together.
song like better for you? Like, how
Right.
can I accompany you better? Make you do your show better. It was exciting.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I got to work with Molly Maxner again, which was just one of my favorite things to do. So.
Right. Absolutely.
I think you'll find it quite appropriate that we play Daniel's On Elections.
Barack be rocking the town, but what about the greetings he hangs around? We had Petraeus, commander was sleeping around. I'll bet a regular guy could find a man who wouldn't cheat on his wife. Oh, we'll lead the single great country to prosperity. It'd be an ideal situation. Must have moved all Africans up to Paris, France, and then there'd be no more world hunger. Just like that, like that, like that, like that. Oh yeah. The push and shoving crowds make choices they know nothing about. And my name be a booth, 'cause sugar I'll debut is the man who follows through. That's the truth. I'd be an ideal situation. No Katrina or Sandy, would they wash us up? I mean, every street needs deep in sponges and stop flash floods. Flash floods. No blood, no floods. For suds. Silent to the end of time. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. If giving the wizards was not being paid to be back, then power is a power to play. Finally, I'd revive his ear and play his songs. I'm thinking it would make his day. It's not an ideal situation. I'd see Mr. Lanza grow up less mad, embrace him with arms, not straight jackets, and frisk his back. Oh, oh, yeah. It'd be an ideal situation. Please, you've got to believe me. I would open up my heart to big problems with the nation. Illegal pie. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Silent to the end of time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Help me, brother, I need your voice. Help me, sister, everyone's waiting on you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
We all have our cynicism about government, but you know what? Apathy is man's greatest sin. All that being said, get out there and vote tomorrow. As promised, here is another song from Stephen Maier. I'm going to let him introduce it. And I want to reiterate, if you haven't heard the bonus cut of Don't F With My Love, you should go listen to it because it's fantastic. In the bonus cut, I'll say that I don't normally have current students on the show as a policy, but he's just a musical guest. I didn't interview him. He's just going to play the song for you, and it's so good that, well, you know, exception made. Here's Steven.
This song's called With You. I apologize for cutting so deep. See, sometimes I just lose my mind and hurt what I'm trying to keep. Oh, I'm so scared to lose ya. It's so hard to let it be. Yeah, I'm so scared to lose ya. You know that I'm not one to plead. So come a little closer, let me whisper in your ear. I tell you all the things that I've been dying for you to hear. We can keep it simple, let me know when I get rough. 'Cause all I want's to see your smile when the going gets tough. So close your eyes and I'll be with you tonight. I don't recognize the reflection I see. Something about those wicked eyes, how they're fighting the burning beneath. Oh, I'm so scared to lose you. It's so hard to let it be. Yeah, I'm so scared to lose you, 'cause I think you're all I need. So come a little closer, let me whisper in your ear. I tell you all the things that I've been dying for you to hear. We can keep it simple, let me know when I get rough. 'Cause all I want's to see your smile when the going gets tough. So close your eyes and I'll be with you tonight. Steady, the winds whisper a promise. Yeah, steady, they're gonna lead you past the darkness. Oh, steady, the winds whisper a promise. Yeah, steady, they're gonna lead you past the darkness. Oh, they sound like so come a little closer, let me whisper in your ear. I'll tell you all the things that I've been dying for you to hear. We can keep it simple, let me know when I get rough. 'Cause all I want's to see your smile when the going gets tough. So close your eyes and I'll be with you tonight. And I'll be with you tonight.
And that is an At the Elephants exclusive, not yet heard anywhere else. That's what makes this show special. Well, that's it for At the Elephants this week. I do greatly appreciate you listening as always, and stick with us because I got some pretty cool stuff coming up for the last 2 episodes, so, listen to them. Go play a song in public.
So I've been reading about nameless things, don't ask me what they are.